Alrighty, we are back here on the PB&J radio show. At WICR, we have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk a little bit about the baseball in the recent days. Also going to get into news about the NFL with Colin Kaepernick because he just got named starter. And we'll see where we go from there. On the top, the Cubs had a crazy game last night.
It's crazy.
So, they came back. They were down. I think it was tied 1-1 going into, the fifth or something like that. The Giants went on, put on a nice little run offensively. And then up until the ninth, the Cubs were really dead. The bats were dead. And then in typical Cubs fashion, they came to life and won the game. So, do you think this certifies their... I mean, it doesn't technically, but do you think this certifies their spot in the World Series? To win the World Series, actually.
I can't see another team winning this year.
No.
Now that the Red Sox and the Rangers are out.
The fact that Arrieta's hitting homers off of Mad Bum is
Yeah, that was
that's
nuts.
pretty big.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Matt Bumgarner
was on Monday,
pitching
right?
against the Mets, and then for Arrieta to be able to hit off of him is
Yeah, it makes me feel worse.
that's pretty good.
I'm just happy that Connor Gillespie is off a baseball field because that guy, I don't know. He's like what's his name? Bucky Dent. With how he was to the Red Sox back in the 70s. I will forever remember the name Connor Gillespie and how he ruined my Wednesday night last week. But we won't talk about the Mets because I don't feel like
We'll keep off that.
bashing myself.
All of our predictions for last week.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the predictions. All right. So I was exempt because I never bet on the Mets because I know they will always lose. So I'm out of this. And let me just remind the audience, if anyone's listening, the stipulations were whoever was the most off on the score has to walk around in a New York Mets uniform, cleats, pants, socks, hat, jersey, everything for a whole day, also with a glove. So do you guys remember your scores?
I don't.
I do, but I don't know
I'm
if
not going to say it now.
I feel like there's some cheaters in this room. I don't know if I really want to fully disclose.
You know what? If a viewer remembers, then they can. If
I
a
mean,
viewer could call in and.
I remember mine. I remember mine.
I remember mine.
I think I said San Francisco would win.
No, you said the Mets were going to win.
Yeah, you said Mets.
I must have had a 1-run game then.
Nah, you said.
Yeah, all right.
Everyone had it too. I think.
I had more.
Mine was way off. I said 8-2.
I think you were.
Said 6-3. I said 6-3.
Okay, and I think Joe is 4-2. So it looks like Sean. Hope you got cleats in your size in your closet because you're gonna be rocking cleats sometime this week.
And full Mets apparel.
Yeah, complete with a glove too.
Mr. Met uniform.
You have to wear. Are you a righty or lefty when you write?
I'm a righty.
Okay, so you have to wear a glove.
On the
You have to wear a baseball glove on your right hand and write with the glove. The
right
whole time.
and left hand.
Ambidextrous.
All right. Speaking of the playoffs, there's also other games on. The last time we had the show, we didn't get to talk about that Toronto game that happened last week when they won on the what was it? Fielder's choice or a double play or something like that.
It was
a botched double play.
Yeah.
So what happened was there was a man on second and first, and the one out, and they tried going for two. They got the guy out at second, ground ball, threw it to first. He bobbled it, right?
And Donaldson came in from third.
Donaldson from second base came home.
Yeah.
Guys got some wheels on.
Second base came home, and they won the game.
He just has heart and hustle.
Yeah.
He plays with so much emotion.
He leaves it all out on the field.
I would like to see Blue Jays Cubs or Indians Cubs. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But I don't want to see the Dodgers or the Nationals make the World Series.
No way in heck.
No way in heck.
Also, the David Ortiz retirement. Did you see the? I didn't see the video because
I didn't see it, and I wish he could have got to the World Series. So it was Cubs, Red Sox. That would have been best, I think, for baseball. I mean, actually, just having the Cubs in it with either the Indians or the Blue Jays would be probably best for baseball. Just because both all these teams haven't been in so long. But Red Sox Cubs would have been good for a real traditional baseball fan because those two historic franchises.
Indians too. I don't think the Indians have won since 1944 or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
So they got a lot of time. But
Indians and Cavs win in the same year. That would be crazy.
Before the Cavs winning, Chicago hadn't had a
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Cleveland hadn't had a championship in so long.
Yeah.
I bet you they win. The Indians win, and then they don't win for like 200 years. Like they're gonna be on
They're
space, but
450 years in Mars. They finally win another.
We could be on Mars by
True.
the 2030s.
Elon
I heard
Musk.
some
no,
some
I'm
rumors
saying,
we
I'm
might
saying
make it up there.
200 years.
Yeah, so
Some
we could be
say-
even farther away.
Yeah.
We could find a new moon. I don't know.
There's just gonna be LeBron's frozen head at like a basketball game in 200 years, and they bring him out. And they're like,
No.
"Let's
instead
go,
of statues,
Cow."
instead of statues on Mars, when in 200 years, there's just gonna be like projections of the player that you can meet and talk to them. Like
That'd be
the
so cool.
like what happened at Coachella that one year? They had a
Tupac.
Tupac what is it called?
Hologram.
Hologram.
Yeah, they're gonna have just like all legendary sports holograms outside of the stadiums instead of statues.
I'm gonna go to a G.G. Allen concert.
Word. I'm buying tickets to that.
God no.
All right, so we'll stick to baseball. Mr. Tim Tebow is back in the news. He didn't really save someone's life, but let's just say he did. He saved someone's life
He
yesterday.
basically did.
He put his hand on a guy who had a seizure, and the guy woke up.
He put his hand on him, said a prayer, and the guy woke up. Just think about this, though. Just a few minutes before that, he was running in center field and went to catch a ball. There was a long fly ball, and he was trying to track the ball, and he runs face first into the wall, crucifix style into the wall.
Oh my God.
I don't
that-
listen. I'm not a
if
believer
that
in
isn't-
symbolism, but
that isn't foreshadowing. I don't know what it is.
he died for our sins, and then comes back just 3 innings later, and is
And on the
revived.
third day, the third inning, he rose again.
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy. Imagine like having the ability to be like,
You think he could?
Yeah,
You think he could? He could probably bring somebody back from the dead, but couldn't like save the Mets season. That's how bad the Mets are. I'd see
playing
it-
for
him down.
I would see a dead man walk again before I see the Mets like have a World Series.
He will be back in the Mets. He will be on the Mets at some
I
time.
could see him like becoming a pitcher out of nowhere. Like that's something that would happen.
Why not? Just talk about it.
He's done everything.
How does he?
I mean, like,
That's
He's gonna
insane.
start Game
That's
7 in the World
insane.
it really is.
He goes from one professional sport right over to another. I mean,
And he
don't get
hits
me
a
wrong.
home run in his first at bat
And saves a guy.
Yeah, and his magical powers.
He's a lifeguard too.
It's a save. It's a save situation. Who knew after the game?
Jeez. Alrighty, we are going to go into a little bit of a break. We'll play you some music. We'll come back and talk about some stuff we don't know what we're going to talk about yet. But you're listening to the PB&J radio show here on WICR.